Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to a brand new video. So hope you guys are having amazing days, guys. Back again with a tech video for you guys. So today I'm really excited to present a different type of video. I will be doing an unboxing of the Samsung Galaxy Flip 3 5G. It's been a very long time since I've done a proper unboxing on my channel. I've been doing some other type of videos and stuff. So this smartphone is in phantom black color, which comes with 8 gigs of RAM and 256 GB of storage. You want to check before buying this smartphone because some variants are in 128 GB of storage right now, so you really want to get the 256 GB since you won't be able to put a memory card in this smartphone for now. Talking about the box of the smartphone, the box is just like the iPhone 12 box which I've unboxed. It's kind of slim, which you are going to see further in the video why it's very slim compared to many other smartphone. And I feel like I just sent a picture to one of my friends and he was asking me why the box is very simple since it's a new concept of smartphone. So my friend was pretty much saying that they should have introduced some kind of a different flipping mechanism of box, which is kind of odd, but I felt like the unboxing experience could have been much better, a much more fun experience, especially when you are coming up with a new concept of smartphone. So opening up the box, the first thing you are going to see is the smartphone itself, which is wrapped pretty nicely. So putting it aside for now and unboxing another box which will contain the USB-C cable and as well as the user guide. You don't get any type of adapter in the box, which is something kind of strange for me. I mean, most people are going to argue with me that you have adapter of your old smartphone, but the point is if you are paying almost $1,000, you really want to get a new adapter so you can charge your smartphone. You don't really have to go and spend more dollars to buy adapter, something I'm not a really big a fan of. I feel like whatever Apple is doing, everyone is copying them. Even Samsung, they are just trying to copy Apple. I mean, Apple removed the adapter from their box. Everyone is doing the same. Moving towards the smartphone itself, the first thing I felt was the smartphone is pretty tall. This smartphone comes with 6.7 inches of display, which isn't a very big in type of width, but it's very tall in a sense. So when you're using the smartphone for the first time, it kind of feels a little bit awkward, to be honest, but after 2 to 3 days you get used to it. And the display of the smartphone is 120 hertz, because of which it is super snappy. So the resolution is 1080 by 2640, I guess, and it also writes up to 1200 nits. I mean, so talking about the best thing of the smartphone is the flipping mechanism, something that is super satisfying. I mean, I have really been just flipping this smartphone opening and closing for almost an hour, and it is super satisfying. And I think I can assure you is it isn't like the hinge is going to come apart. The hinge feels super solid, like opening and closing, and overall the smartphone feels very sturdy in my hand. So moving towards the right hand side, you are going to see the power key, which acts as a fingerprint sensor, just like you have seen on the Galaxy S10e. You are also going to find the volume up and the volume down key, which is kind of odd that Samsung is having them on the right hand side instead of on the left hand side. On the bottom hand side, you are going to find a speaker, a USB-C port, and the mic, which are on the left hand side. You do get dual speakers on the smartphone, one on the top, one on the front hand side, and one in the bottom. So the sound of the smartphone is just crazy, especially with a big display and dual speakers, almost in a movie theater, especially watching something on this smartphone. On the left hand side, you are going to find a place to put your single SIM card. It doesn't come with dual SIM card, and up top you are going to find the second mic of the smartphone. So talking about the back side, which contains the dual cameras and a display, which I'm really excited about. So you won't be able to use the second screen if your smartphone is in flipped open position. So when you flip close the smartphone, then you can really tap on the back screen to wake it up, and you do see this clock. You can set alarm, you can set a stopwatch. Everything is kind of like in what you find in the Samsung menu for now. You are not really getting any type of third-party widgets for this back screen, which I think you are going to have further in the line. And the great part is if you just double tap on the power key, it will turn the back camera on, so you can take selfies from the dual back cameras, which are both 12 megapixel. One is a wide angle and one is ultra wide. I mean, the cameras of this smartphone are just beautiful, something you really expect from a flagship smartphone. I mean, the front 10 megapixel camera is a pretty good shooter, but taking selfies from the rear camera is just a dream. You know, everyone knows that the rear camera of the smartphone is much better as compared to the front camera. So if you tap on the screen, you can take a picture, and if you swipe right or left, you can change into photo and video mode. I mean, the everything is super easy and it's also very responsive. So this smartphone is in phantom black color. You are going to see the smartphone is in this black design, except the top part, which is in this gray kind of glass type. I mean, this does give our smartphone a very nice look. And talking about the screen of the smartphone, which I think is something most people are going to be concerned about, overall my experience is pretty amazing. And one thing and one question that most people were asking in the comment section of other unboxing video is about the, I mean, the crease is pretty noticeable if you view it from a different angle, but if you are looking head on towards the display, you won't really feel any type of crease or anything like that. After like 2 to 3 days, you will be mostly focused on what you are doing on the smartphone itself instead of focusing towards the crease. I mean, the flipping mechanism is something which you are going to keep trying. You are going to keep like flipping the smartphone, closing and opening. But the crease is something I didn't really felt that much. When I'm scrolling, I could really feel like there is a small kind of bump, which isn't uncomfortable by any means, just a small type of bump which you could really feel in your finger. Of course, just the way technology is moving on, I think they are going to come with some kind of way to even get rid of this one. So overall, for now, the 120 hertz one like the OLED display feels super snappy and super nice to use. I really didn't feel any kind of thing which would make me feel like the smartphone isn't solid, it's a kind of gimmick or anything like that. And another thing I heard is Samsung is replacing the display for free if you have a crack, because some people were complaining they were having a crack inside the display when they put the smartphone at night, and then in the morning when they flipped open the smartphone, there's a crack. So Samsung is replacing the display for free. I will put that article in the description if you want to read about that. One disadvantage of having this flipping mechanism is the battery, which is only 3300 milliamp. I mean, 3300 milliamp may seems a kind of fine, but I've been a user of the Galaxy S10e for a very long time, and guys, believe me, you really need a 4000 milliamp battery right now, because 3300 runs out pretty quickly. Of course, it's a new smartphone, so the battery is much better. I mean, further in the line we are going to see how the battery is holding up, especially after 6 to 7 months, since it's offering a 15 watt of fast charging. So this smartphone does charge pretty fastly, but you need to find an adapter for yourself because Samsung doesn't offer it in the box. So talking about the processing power, I already told you guys this comes with 8 gigs of RAM and 256 GB of storage. It also comes with Snapdragon 888 processor, also it's 5G chip. And I feel like with this smartphone I'm mostly focused towards the design of this smartphone, because all flagship smartphones are pretty quick. Even mid-range smartphones are beating flagship in terms of speed. So using the like doing the everyday task, I didn't feel like the smartphone was slowing even a bit. It is super quick, super snappy. And talking about the UI experience, I mean, it's kind of same which you find in the Galaxy S21 also, and it's also the same in my Galaxy S10e. So overall, it's just the same experience for me. But for this smartphone, the thing I was most excited about was the mechanism of flipping, which I think is really good. I don't know how long it's going to hold up right that. I will keep you guys further updated about the smartphone. But for now, I think the smartphone feels super solid. Of course, there are going to be many questions which you guys are going to be having about this smartphone. You can just comment down below. I will make a separate video on this smartphone talking about the questions, questions which you guys are having, and how the smartphone is feeling. I will be doing like a gaming test, a camera review of the smartphone pretty soon. I will, in the end of the video, I will just post some pictures which I've taken from the rear main camera, so you can really get an example. But for the most part, I think why most people are going to be buying this smartphone is because of its mechanism, the flipping mechanism. It is cool, of course, no doubt. I was a really fan of this flipping mechanism smartphone back then when the new flip smartphone started coming. I remember another flipping smartphone from Samsung. It's a pretty old one. I will try to put a picture if I could find one, it was really good. And almost after 10 years, or even I think 13 years, Samsung have come with something like that, especially in this format. I mean, it's pretty cool. One thing I really forgot to mention is when you are using the smartphone, if you're used to like Galaxy S10 or Galaxy S10 Plus, the display isn't really tall on that smartphone, so your finger does ending up reaching the notification bar. But for this smartphone, you really have to move your finger all the way up to the top to bring down the notification bar, or you have to use your second hand. This is something that took me some time to get used to. It wasn't any kind of problem for me, to be honest, but something that really took a lot of time for me to get used to. And talking about closing the smartphone and putting in your pocket, the smartphone feels very small, fits in your pocket pretty nicely. And overall, if this smartphone is on your table, you want to have it on the flip open position, but if you want to put it in your pocket, you can just close it up. And going back to the flipping mechanism, the back of the smartphone where the flipping system works, the flipping mechanism is, it says Samsung on the back, which looks super cool when the smartphone is in closed position. When it's in the open position, you don't really see the word, but when it's closed, you can really see the Samsung mention on the back, which I think looks super cool. When you place this on the table, it just looks nice. I mean, for the most part, the smartphone does come with many different color range. You can try different colors, which can also come with dual color, dual tone color. I mean, this one is in black color from the back, and it has this glass which kind of looks grayish from the back. I mean, the smartphone looks pretty beautiful from the back, no complaints from the smartphone. Of course, I will be putting a outer box cover on this smartphone pretty soon, because I do really want this smartphone to last me a long time, since I've paid $1,000 for this smartphone. I'm not getting the smartphone for review from Samsung, so I'm really worried that this smartphone should last a long time. So anyways, with that being said, this video is getting very long. I mean, it's almost 15 minutes of video now. So if you like the video, make sure to give it a like. If you're new, consider subscribing, become a part of this channel. And thanks for watching, and goodbye.